Hello again everyone, Wes Whitehead from Stovetop Playlist, and for this week I wanted to talk tools. When I was watching our other videos I realized I'm giving you all these recipes, but I'm not talking about the tools that you need in order to create a great dish. I mean, what is Beethoven without his orchestra? What is Picasso without the paintbrush and the palette and the colors? You need tools to properly execute a great recipe. So that's what we're talking about today. Alright, if you have to buy one pan, and only one pan, this is what you frickin' get. It's a cast iron skillet, alright? It's heavy, it's a bitch to work with, but there is no better pan for creating serious heat and serious flavor. Do not ever take soap and water to one of these things. You brush all the food particles off and then you oil it up. That's called curing it or seasoning your pan. And this is a well-seasoned pan. Right, have you ever just ended up with crap on the sides of your bowl or your pan and you're trying to fuddle around to get it out? Get one of these. It's a rubber spatula. They're cheap. They come in packs of 3 or 4. They're flexible and they get everything, and they're heat resistant, so you can actually turn food in a hot pan, okay? This is a no-brainer. Pastry. Not a world I'm particularly adept at, but if there's one thing that I need to do sometimes, it's ice a cake for a birthday. This is the tool to ice with. It's called a palette knife. They also come in really handy for turning things, for little plating intricacies. This is a handy tool that you'll use again and again. When you're dealing with fish, it's temperamental, it's difficult, it's whiny, alright? So you gotta be gentle, you gotta coddle it. And that's why I use a fish turner, not some regular rubber spatula that I bought at Target. These are not expensive, they're curved at the top so I can really get under the fish. They're light and delicate, they treat it kindly and with a little bit of love and tenderness, like you should. If you've ever had to debone a fish, you know it is a difficult process, and usually by the end of it, it looks like a piece of crap because you ripped it all to shreds. Instead, use fish tweezers. These are the only things I use for pulling bones out of a piece of fish. It leaves it looking beautiful, and you'll end up with a lovely fillet. Next up, Microplane. You will find one of these in every great restaurant in the country. This is for grating and zesting, in particular citrus zest. We'll do just a little demonstration here. If you see, I'm going to get some beautiful looking zest, and I'm not going to take the white part, the pith, which is bitter. You need to have one. I use this every day. Most professional kitchens have some sort of blending device, whether it be a Vitamix or a RoboCoupe, but those things cost upwards of $500 to $1,000. Instead, get yourself a hand blender. I can puree a soup in the pot, minimal mess. I can use a whisk attachment in order to whip whipped cream. These come in handy in so many different ways, and they're under $100 now, so it's a no-brainer. For those of you out there who don't want to go spend the money for, say, like a Cuisinart or a hand blender or anything like that, this is your tool. Mortar and pestle. This is old school. We're talking ancient culture here. In this thing, you can pulverize herbs, spices, garlic, just like that. And I don't know, there's something about the handmade quality of it that gives it something different. And in fact, when you make aioli, which is Spanish garlic mayonnaise, it is made traditionally in a mortar and pestle and not in a food processor.